It's not gonna help.
Welcome, July crowd. Welcome to Chaparral. Glad you guys joined us today. Got a few things that I want to remind us of as we kind of enter into this time of worship. When you walk into church, there's always a bunch of stuff that's on your heart or on your mind. You might be thinking about a conversation that you had this last week that still weighs on you. You might be thinking of a conversation that you have to have this week. You might be thinking about the work that isn't done yet or the shopping list or whatever it is. And here's the question I want to invite you into, because we're going to be talking about this a lot today. When is the last time you put down your phone and actually enjoyed a moment? Whether that moment was brief or for an extended period of time. When is the last time that you sat down with a friend and didn't check your watch or didn't pay too much attention to the time? You just kind of let it go and be whatever it is. When is the last time that you gave somebody your full attention? Not like half listening while you're doing something else, multitasking, which isn't actually a thing. When is the last time you said, hey, you know what? I know my kid has this thing that they want to share with me, or I know this person just walked in and they have that they're talking about. When's the last time you put it down and actually gave them, looked at them straight in the eyes and said, I'm here for you? We live in this space so often that we think that it's about more, we got to achieve, we got to get, we got to hustle for everything. But today, as we're going through this series Under the Sun in the book of Ecclesiastes, I want to remind us and kind of set the stage a little bit for what we're going to be doing as we sing and as we listen to the sermon and kind of do life together. Here is what it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 8. I commend the enjoyment of life, because there is nothing better for a person under the sun than to eat and drink and be glad. And some of you are like, wait a second, are you sure that's in the Bible? Isn't religion supposed to be like the opposite of all of that stuff? Don't miss it. Pay attention. These are our scriptures. It says, I commend the enjoyment of life, because there is nothing better for a person under the sun than to eat and drink and be glad. Then joy will accompany them in their toil all the days of the life God has given them under the sun. So today, I want you to be reminded that you are not made for more hustling. You are not made to get one more thing done. You are not made to just kind of sit in that stress. Rather, you are invited into a different place, a place where you can say, whatever you walked in here with, that issue, it's not going to be resolved in the next hour, right? Like you got something that's bringing you some anxiety at work, that's not going to be fixed this morning. Can we all admit that? So the pain or the struggle that you feel right now with whatever you walked in here with, I want to give you permission to take that and set it off to the side as a discipline to say, that is not important for me right now. What is important for me is the only moment that I have guaranteed in life. The only moment you have guaranteed in life is this moment right now. So I want to invite you to stand up on your feet, and I want you to sing with us, and I want you to sing with the joy that comes in that one moment that you have right now together.
Too high, it was my tomb till I met you. Then you called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Your freedom is all that I know. The old made me new, Jesus, when I met you, when you called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. All right, come on, put your hands together, let's go. Citizen of heaven, when I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. We're creation suddenly articulate, with 1,000 tongues to lift one cry. Then from north to south and east to west, we'd hear Christ be magnified. Were the whole earth echoing his eminence, his name would burst from sea and sky. From rivers to the mountain tops, we'd hear Christ be magnified. Oh, Christ be magnified. Let his praise arise. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. When every creature finds its inmost melody, and every human heart its native cry, oh, then in one enraptured hymn of praise, we'd sing Christ be magnified, oh, be lifted high. Oh, Christ be magnified. Let his praise arise. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, be lifted high, Lord. Oh, I won't bow to idols. I'll stand strong and worship you. And if it puts me in the fire, I'll rejoice 'cause you're there too. I won't be formed by feelings. I'll hold fast to what is true. And if the cross brings transformation, then I'll be crucified with you. 'Cause death is just a doorway into resurrection life. And if I join you in your sufferings, then I'll join you when you rise. Then you return in glory with all the angels and the saints. My heart will still be singing. My song will be the same. Oh, Christ be magnified. Let his praise arise. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. And oh, Christ be magnified. Sing it out. Let his praise arise. Christ be magnified in me. Oh, Christ be magnified from the altar of my life. Christ be magnified in me. Be magnified, oh Lord, be lifted high. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me, And all my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire, and in darkest nights, you are close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. Yeah. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Yes, 'cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Yes. Oh, your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Oh, your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. Yeah, sing it out, church, come on. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Yeah. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. Yes, you have. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. Yes, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God.
All my life, you've been faithful. All my life, you've been so, so good. We're going to keep worshiping right here where you stand. And I want you to consider what that means when we say all my life. It doesn't just mean in the highlights, in the successes of your life that you deem being successes, that God has been faithful. But in all my life, that invites God into even the failures, even the hard moments, even the lowest moments. God remains faithful. So I want you to think about this past week. What is something that you've experienced in this last week that you'd say, man, that is the goodness of God at work in my life? Chances are that is attached to a relationship of some sort. Might be time spent with your family, dinner, some good friends. Might just be a quiet moment where you actually felt like you were heard for the first time in a long time. Here's what I want you to do. You can close your eyes if you want, if that helps you kind of focus and think. But I want you to think of what is that thing, if you can bring that to mind. Would you take a moment and just slowly give God thanks for that thing, whatever it may be, however big, however small. Take a moment and give God thanks.
Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Father, you are so faithful to us. We thank you. Amen. You guys can grab a seat. Well, again, we're glad that you joined us this little muggy July Sunday morning. I hope you guys have been enjoying the rain as much as I have. We got a lot of things going on at Chaparral, but one of the things, if you are new here, that I want to let you know about is you got a little Connect card in front of you that you can fill out and give us a little bit of your information so that you can stay in the know about what's going on here. Also, there's a little tap tag thing. You can take your phone, you can tap on that, and it'll give you a list of options of stuff of how to stay connected. And one of the things that characterizes us here at Chaparral is our generosity. Of course, there's a financial component of your generosity that helps us to keep things comfortable in rooms like this. If you like air conditioning, I just want to say, thank you for giving to Chaparral to support our massive AC bill that we incur, especially in July and August. We do thank you for your generosity in giving financially. We got boxes in the back too. You can tap the tag and give that way, or go to chaparral.org/give and give online as well. But generosity is not just a financial thing. That's not the only way that we are characterized as generous people. We are people who love to meet needs in the community. So a lot of you guys are well aware, if you've been around Chaparral for really any period of time, of a partnership we have with Family Promise. Family Promise serves families going through a total crisis in life. Maybe in some cases, the worst moment in their life. And so if you've ever wanted to know, well, I like helping people, but I want to make sure that they're people that have actual needs. That is what Family Promise does. It's a family that gets evicted or does not have housing, and it is the moment they don't have it. So imagine, where would you go if you had no family in the area, you had no friends in the area, you were new, or just and situations came about to where you could not stay at your apartment or at your house? We as a church and Family Promise, we believe that the street should not be an option. We don't want them to be in a car in a Walmart parking lot. We want them to be at least somewhere that is better in that crisis moment. And that's what Family Promise does, is they take families that are in that crisis and they say, here is a safe place. It's not going to be the best place you've ever stayed, but it is a safe place for the night. And in a couple of weeks, that safe place will be Chaparral Christian Church, which we're really excited about. It's going to be in our East Hall, which is just across the way where our kids ministry is at. We clear it out. We set up a bunch of different cubbies with some air mattresses, some charging stations for phones, and little areas where the kids can play. And then what we do, it's really simple. It's not just set up the space, but then we cook dinner for them. So every dinner from that Sunday night all the way through that Saturday night, we will be sharing with the people that will be on our campus for that. And usually it's a handful of families. I think the most we've had is 15 to 20 or so people. Usually it's around 10 or fewer, counting kids and everything. But it's such a really important way that we show people what is most important. And especially people that are in crisis, where they're feeling at the lowest. And man, I don't know if you've ever felt like you've hit rock bottom in your life or had a low moment. The thing you need more than anything is a little bit of dignity. It's maybe a warm meal, some people around you that you can say, hey, these people actually care about me. And that's what we get to offer. So here's the great news. For Family Promise, we have, from what I heard, like one spot left. Like that's it. One need is left to be met. So if you're like, oh, I haven't signed up yet, you better hurry, because I think there's only one remaining spot. But here's what I want to encourage you on. Maybe you have been thinking and you've heard this Family Promise thing get talked about a lot. We do it usually 3 or 4 times a year. And you've never jumped in because it can be intimidating. You're like, I don't know what to do and I don't want to get it wrong. But okay, here's my submission to you. If you say, okay, you know what, I've never served and I see that the spots are full, I would like to shadow. I'd like to just come one night and just see what it's like. That way, you take some of the fear and the unknown out of it. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to email info@chaparral.org or just shoot us a message on anything, and we will get you, and you let us know what day you would like to come, and usually come about 5 o'clock-ish or 5:30-ish is right around dinner time. You let us know what night you want to come, and we will make sure that whoever the kitchen hosts are, whoever the overnight host is, whoever is cooking that meal will know that you and your kids or your spouse or your friends are going to show up just to shadow on that night. Then you show up and you get a free meal. How great is that? So if you haven't served with Family Promise yet, then I just want to encourage you, man, get plugged in, do it. It is such a cool way of meeting important needs here in our community. Well, as we shift it here, we always have a discussion question. And we've been talking about gratitude a lot this morning, done some prayer and reflection on the week. Here's what I want you to share with the person next to you. I want you to pick out and think of, what is something that you're grateful for this week? What is something you're grateful for this week? It could be something as massively important as if the regular season ended today, the Cubs would be in the playoffs. Very important news. Thank you, my fellow fan. It could be important, or it could be something as small as sitting on the back porch and watching the monsoons roll in. Anybody else do that this week? That's one of my favorite things. It could be really anything. So would you get up on your feet, turn to somebody next to you, and just share, hey, what is it that you're grateful for this week?
I want to set a scene for you. So as you're sitting, we have so many great people. You haven't seen them in a few weeks. You've been traveling. I want to set this scene for you. Imagine a beautiful patio. It's sunset. Maybe there's a monsoon, or maybe we're not in Arizona, and it's a beautiful, cooler temp sitting on the patio. The cafe lights are there. There's gentle music playing, and all the food that you could want is in front of you. Great people are there. The conversation is flowing. People are laughing. Here I am sitting at this table, and all of a sudden, it's like the lights focus in, and there's only one thing I can notice. All this beauty surrounding me, and it is your chewing. The sound of your chewing. And all of a sudden, all that beauty gone in a flash, can no longer enjoy the food or the music or the moment or the weather or the lights, because the only thing that I can notice is the sound of chewing. It started back when I was a kid. My brother Wade, he would eat cereal. It was the worst sound in the world. I could hear the milk and the mouth and I just cannot stand the sound of people chewing. Is there anyone else like that here? Okay, a few of us. I hear that it's a sign of genius, and I'm just gonna stick with that. But it is crazy, and that's a me problem, right? Like, that's not the moment. I mean, chewing sometimes makes noise. Like, this happens. But I sometimes struggle to enjoy something good simply because it's not perfect. Have you ever been there? Please tell me that you've been there. Like, maybe it's not chewing for you, but maybe you are that person that's like, I will enjoy my life when all these dishes are done. Or when I'm done with this diaper season. Or when I finally I've been struggling to get this promotion. I've been working so hard to get to this level. And when I get there, then it'll be good. You've probably been there. I mean, I think we all have at some point. When something is fixed, when this season is over, when I feel like I've got enough in my bank account, whatever enough is. But it's a pretty human condition to live life unable to actually enjoy the life that we have. Maybe you're in a sales job, and I do not envy people in sales, but it's like you go, you hustle, you hit your goals, you crush it, and then August 1st comes and you're back to zero. Like, I've got another mountain to climb, another goal to get. Or maybe I have been here in the season of motherhood, and it's like, oh man, whew, the kids are in bed, the dishes are done. I have kept everyone alive today, and I am falling into bed. I have 2 under 2, like Aaron over here, just surviving it. And then you wake up and you're like, whew, time to do it again. And we can get, if we're not careful, into this place where it's really hard to enjoy the life that we have because everything isn't just right. That tension is there. And it may even be you just saying the famous line of adulthood, which is, after this week, things will slow down a bit. Like the biggest lie we tell ourselves every single week. After this week, then it'll probably slow down just a little bit. But we've been studying through the book of Ecclesiastes, and the gift of Ecclesiastes is we get to take a different picture of this way of thinking. Because maybe for you, it's not the pace of life or the unendingness or the demand of life, but maybe it might even be the disappointment of life. Like, I thought by now I'd be married. I thought I'd have this at this season. Or I thought if I did this, it would pay off and I would finally be here. And life just hasn't worked out in the way that we hoped, or the way that we thought, or even the way that we expected. We find ourselves in these tensions where we're not quite there yet, or it didn't work out the way that we wanted to, and because of it, life is just hard to enjoy. It's hard to be present. Like Austin was mentioning, it's hard to just be in the moment enjoying it. Maybe it is the sound of someone chewing, and if it's that, I feel like that's valid. What disappointment is, for most of us, is when the gap between our reality and our expectations exists. I thought it would be here, here's my life, and in the middle of that gap is sometimes the disappointment that we feel. I thought we'd get married and everything, like that little thing wouldn't be a problem. I expected you'd whatever. And when we sit down with couples that are getting married, and I know we have a lot of engaged people in our church right now, it's going to be the wedding season. One of the things that my husband and I do is we're like, list 25 expectations you have for marriage. And don't tell your partner, like, we're going to sit and talk about it together. And typically when we do, it is interesting. Like, I expect, I don't know, we'll have every holiday at my mom's house. Or I expect you'll take out the trash all the time. And it's pretty hilarious how the expectations and realities don't always line up. But we live in this tension, whether it's disappointment, whether it's just not getting there. But how do I enjoy my life today? And that is the gift of Ecclesiastes. So we've been in this series, and Austin so kindly reminded us in week 1 that life is meaningless. Like, that's the beginning theme of Ecclesiastes, and it goes all throughout it. It's a vapor. It's really hard to grasp onto. And then last week, Kelly brought in this idea of these limits that exist, and if we're not aware of them, we can always be butting up against them, frustrated, because there are limits in life. There is a reality. We live life here on this earth in human skin, and we are not unlimited, even though we try to be. And taking these truths, one of the main themes of Ecclesiastes, which I'm excited we get to talk about today, is that because of these truths, because life is short, because it is hard to grasp and hold on to, because there are limits, we have permission to live and enjoy the life that we have today, as imperfect as it is. And so the author talks and walks us through what does it look like to embrace these limits, to embrace these realities, and also enjoy our lives. So how do we enjoy life? That's what we're going to explore today. It's going to be a good one. And then later today, I get to fly to vacation. So I was like, this is like a perfect message for me today, because I am enjoying life right now, but I will also be enjoying life on the beach later today. But when I look back on 2020 to 2025, for the last 5 years, I've affectionately labeled that season my Ecclesiastes era. And that era came with a lot of pain, disappointment, change of life, my kids getting bigger, people graduating, people getting married, things changing, losing my dad, being hurt and disappointed in relationships that I thought were going to go to the distance, and they didn't. Leaders that I thought would be this way, and they weren't. And so I found myself in this place, and I do call it my Ecclesiastes era, and it's because it was actually a really amazing season in my life, and I wouldn't trade the things I learned in that season for anything. But this is what it felt like. It felt like I went into my life, all 43 years at that point, and I decided I'm going to clear everything that I've ever known, and I'm going to bring it out, and I'm just going to clean out my life. Just like you were cleaning out the garage. And I'm going to pull it all out, I'm going to put it on the lawn, and I'm going to just be like, wow, this is what I think, these were my expectations, these were my beliefs, these were my hopes, these were my habits, this is how I've done life, and here it is just laying on the lawn. And now, these last 5 years, I've got to sort through it and be like, I don't think this is good anymore. I think it's time to get rid of this. Or I don't think I want that anymore. And I don't know that that's even true. And it was a very refining season in my life. And I really feel like for the author of Ecclesiastes, he's kind of doing the same thing. He's like, I chased after this, I did this. And now, Ecclesiastes really is a looking back kind of a wisdom. He's looking back and he's saying, with all of the things that we've walked through, all of the things I've seen, all the things I've tried, I'm putting them all out on the lawn, and I'm going to be like, what here lasts? What here is worth holding on to? There's going to be some things to get rid of, but what are the things that we hold on to? And there's a quote about the author of Ecclesiastes, and I want to read it to you. He's speaking of what the author is saying. He said, this man, the author, had been living through all these experiences under the sun, concerned with nothing above the sun, until there came a moment in which he had seen the whole of his life, and there was something over the sun. It's only as a man or woman takes account of that which is over the sun, as well as that which is under the sun, that things under the sun are seen in their true light. That's a lot of suns. But what he's simply saying is, it's in this perspective shift that we zoom out and we see we can get into the rat race of life. Us humans are very good at doing that. Tomorrow, next week, fill the calendar, keep going, keep doing. And this is a picture of someone zooming out and going, I've lived the rat race and I have kind of lost my perspective. And what does it look like to consider that I am not the center of the universe, that there is someone above the sun? And what does that do? How does that impact my life? Isaiah 55, we hear about what is above the sun, and it's God. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. It's this shift that when I start to think about my life from the perspective that God might have above the sun, everything looks different. And now when it's all out on the lawn, I can decide, what do I keep? What do I leave behind? How do I live well in this life? So the author concludes a few things after he's got his whole garage sale, fire sale happening in his life. He's like, this is meaningless, that's meaningless, get rid of this, drop this off at Goodwill, we are no longer doing this. But there are some things that we really need to let go of, and there's 3 of them. So if you want to enjoy your life, the life that you have right now, not the dream life that doesn't exist, but the life that's here today, there's 3 things that we're going to have to come to terms with and go, yeah, I can't keep this anymore. It's time to let this go. And these are things that hit really home for me during this last 5 years. And as I read through Ecclesiastes, I'm like, this is what I've learned. This is what I've taken away. So, the first one, let go of expected outcomes. You know, in the Bible, there's different kinds of literature. You'll read, there's 66 books in the Bible, and some books of the Bible, most of the books of the Bible are what we call narrative. It means they're written to tell a story, but not Ecclesiastes. Some books are poetry, like Psalms. You read through that, and it's like songs and poetry. Ecclesiastes is what we call a wisdom book. Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Job, all three of those books, they're written with the perspective of these are guidelines for life. And so I was a kid in church growing up, reading, didn't quite touch on Ecclesiastes much as a kid in church, but I got a lot of Proverbs. And you know what Proverbs taught me? Life is like a math equation. If I do this and this, God will bless me. Or if I do this, this will happen. A plus B equals C. It is this idea that this is the way life goes and it always works out this way and this is how we should follow it. Has anyone else ever thought that? The Proverbs years, like life is just going to work out. I'm going to follow Jesus, and then the next thing that will happen is there will be like a cloud and angels will come and they'll feed me grapes and life's not going to have any more problems. That's kind of where my head was at. And then I lived in the actual world, and that was not the case. And the wisdom of Proverbs, guidelines for life, the way life can and should be lived, a wise life, has to be taken into consideration. It's truth, but what it's not is a promise for an outcome. And so if I look that I read this Proverbs, do this and that, and it'll never go bad. This is how the righteous live. Yes, and then we have to hold Proverbs in the tension of Ecclesiastes. And Ecclesiastes has some interesting things to say. Chapter 7, verse 13. Accept the way God does things. For who can straighten what he has made crooked? Enjoy prosperity while you can, but when hard times strike, realize that both come from God. Remember that nothing is certain in this life. Later on in Ecclesiastes, it's like, sometimes the righteous win and sometimes the wicked win. It's like, who knows what's going to happen? If you only lived your life from this idea that I do good things happen to me, and that's how it should work, we'll be really disappointed with the life that we have. If I expect a specific outcome, outcomes are not our job. Trusting, following, walking in the way of Jesus, that's what we're asked to do under the sun. Outcomes don't belong to us. And sometimes outcomes aren't the outcomes we hope and we want. And that was probably one of the biggest lessons in my Ecclesiastes era is like, I can pray my whole life for this one outcome. And on this earth, I will never see the answer of that. And that's a really hard tension to sit with. That person that I prayed for would be healed. It didn't work out. Their heart was never fully restored. That's a heavy tension to sit with. And the reality is, if my faith is tied to that outcome, my entire world starts getting rocked in that moment. Our faith can't be in outcomes. Our hope can't be in outcomes. Our hope is in who's above the sun, in him. That even though I don't see the outcome that I wanted, even though it didn't work out in the way that I wanted, there's probably more to the story, and God will make sense of it. Maybe not in this lifetime, but he will. So what happens when we can take this idea of every outcome I'm holding on to and release it? We lose a pretty heavy grip of control that we may be holding on to. And for me, that was a huge gift. It doesn't have to happen this way for me to be happy. Because if I am scripting all the plays and saying, God, this is what I want, and so when you give this to me, life's going to be good. Because I put this in my prayer request. I submitted it online. But there's a wrestle in trusting him with the outcome. Trusting that even though, even when, even still, it can be good. Yeah. So letting go of expected outcomes. The second one is letting go of the search for enough. And I do not have to belabor this because we have all been there. Like when I have enough money saved up, when I feel ready to have kids, or when I feel like the house is clean enough. There is this never-ending desire in us for enough, and yet we will never have it. It will always be the carrot that's kind of dangling out there. There is no enough. Kelly talked about this last week. Ecclesiastes 6:7 says, all people spend their lives scratching for food, but they never seem to have enough. And I I'll go to the store, spend the time with my whole list, and then I'm like, gotta go to Trader Joe's. And in my pantry, there's 37 items that I could use instead, but it's not quite the right thing. And the longer we spend looking around at what other people have, or setting a goal that if I could just prove to my dad that, man, he was wrong about me, so I will just keep striving to get to that next thing, or I'll prove to so-and-so who thought I wasn't gonna make it, I'll do this and that. You will never get to that place. And as long as we're searching for enough, we will never be able to enjoy the life that we have today. So maybe for you, it's not money. Maybe it's a perfect image, or a house that you don't have, or a car that you wish you had, or a relationship that you wish you had, and it is a struggle to get to that, and then I can feel happy. The Apostle Paul says this in Philippians 4, and by the way, he's sending this and writing this letter from prison, okay? Just letting you know. I am not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned, say the word learned. Maybe one more person, say it, learned. Thank you. To be content in whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all things through him who gives me strength. Spoiler alert for those who think it means you win all your football games. That verse actually means you can be content. With the life that you have, in the moment that you have, you can find contentment. And I know there's 17 things you're like, but this person did that, or I can't get over this, or this is still hurting me, or this is still whatever. You can do all things through Christ, who gives you strength. And that means you can learn to be content. Because you may never get that apology. You may never get the answer to that question. You may never get to that financial place that you think is the pinnacle. Ecclesiastes 6:9 says this, enjoy what you have rather than desiring what you don't have. Just dreaming about nice things is meaningless, like chasing the wind. Translation, stop scrolling. There's gonna be another trend because if you did your house gray in 2014, that's out. Now we're doing wood cabinets, white kitchens are out. There will never be enough. Never. And the sooner we realize that life under the sun, there's never enough, and let go and reject that idea, we can actually enjoy what is set in front of us. We can experience it. We can be present to the life we have and not the life that we wish we had. You cannot enjoy the life in front of you while constantly reaching for another one. I want to read that one more time because I want you to feel that. You cannot enjoy the life in front of you right now while you're constantly reaching for another one. So we got to let go of that if we're going to enjoy the life that we have. And the third thing is to let go of the need for certainty. Ecclesiastes 8:16 says, in my search for wisdom and in my observation of people's burdens here on earth, I discovered that there is ceaseless activity day and night. Why do I not have the rest of that verse on my thing? Anyway, there's ceaseless activity day and night, and I realized that no one can ever discover everything God is doing under the sun. No one can ever discover everything God is doing under the sun. Not even the wisest people discover everything, no matter what they claim. Certainty is not something you're going to get. And most of us have a really complicated relationship with certainty. We want it, and we'll never have it. And as long as we hold on to the need for certainty, we will jump into something that I like to call the overs. If you feel like you need certainty, like this is how it's going to end, this is what's going to happen, I need to be in control, because certainty comes in, and with her little friends, anxiety, control, fear, we start overthinking, overworking, over-explaining, over-committing. I said yes to another thing because I need to be certain that everybody knows like I'm a good person. And so I'll be a people pleaser and keep going and keep doing. Or I need to be sure that everyone's gonna be safe. And so I grip onto everything and try to control it. And I have to be the one in charge, and I have to be the one that plans it, and I have to be the one that sets every moment, because I'm holding on to the need for certainty. And it would be really hard to enjoy your life when you constantly need certainty. I like to say that uncertainty, the opposite of certainty, goes by another name, and that name is adventure. And when we let go of our need for certainty, we can open up our lives to the adventure. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know what they're going to think of me, and that's okay. As long as we grasp for certainty, we will not be able to enjoy the life that we have. So, what is your relationship with uncertainty? Is that hard for you? The what ifs, what happens when, what will I do? All of those things are us desiring certainty in our life. So, after we've let go of, decided we're cleaning out the garage of our life, and we're not bringing back the search for more, we're not bringing back the need for certainty, we're not bringing back the outcomes that we know that we need to have in order to be happy. What do we put back into our house? Like, what are we keeping? What are we holding on to? And this is what the author of Ecclesiastes says. He wrestles with it all, and he says, after all of this is what I've determined. Enjoy your life. Like, you gotta enjoy your life. Not because it's perfect, not because everything makes sense, not because there's no disappointment. The repeated refrain of Ecclesiastes is enjoy your life. We're going to go through these really quick, but you'll get the point very quickly. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 12. So I concluded, there is nothing better, everybody say nothing better, than to be happy and enjoy our lives as long as we can. And people should eat and drink and enjoy the fruits of their labor, for these are gifts from God. Ordinary gifts, they're all around you. You want to enjoy your life? Find the ordinary gifts. The rainy afternoon, the porch, the morning coffee, the laugh of your little kid. These are the gifts that God puts in front of us to enjoy. Chapter 3, verse 22. So I saw there's nothing better for people to do than to be happy in their work. This is our lot in life. And no one can bring us back to see what happens after we die. So let's enjoy our work. Yep, our work. And your boss. Great boss, by the way. Taking delight in the work that you do, that's yours to do. Take delight. Ecclesiastes 5, verse 18. Even so, I've noticed one thing at least that is good. One thing out of all these horrible things. It's good for people to eat and drink and enjoy their work under the sun during the short life God's given to them, and to accept their lot in life. And it is a good thing to receive the wealth from God and the good health to enjoy it, even if you don't think that's enough wealth or enough health. To enjoy your work and accept your lot in life, this indeed is a gift from God. God keeps such people so busy enjoying life, they take no time to brood over the past. Time to enjoy the life in front of you. God both gives us the gifts, and he gives us the ability to enjoy them if we'll let him. So our reality is to take delight in what is present rather than being consumed by what is absent. Ecclesiastes 8:15, we read it. I recommend having fun. Like, after all this truth, my prescription, have some fun. Enjoy. Because there's nothing better for people in this world than to eat, drink, and enjoy life. That way they will experience some happiness along with all the hard work that God gives them under the sun. I want you to read this passage with me. It's the Message. And from all of this, I want you to kind of just take this and let it resonate with your heart. You ready? going to be on the screen. Ecclesiastes 9, I think. Here it comes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Seize life. Eat bread with gusto. Drink wine with a robust heart. Oh, yes, God takes pleasure in your pleasure. Dress festively every morning. Don't skimp on colors or scarves. I will see those next week. Relish life with the spouse you love each and every day of your precarious life. Each day is God's gift. It's all that you get in exchange for the hard work of staying alive. Make the most of each one. Whatever turns up, grab onto it and do it. And heartily. I can't hear you guys very loud. So this is your last and only chance at it, for there's neither work to do nor thoughts to think in the company of the dead, where you're most certainly headed. Enjoy life with the ones you love. So take delight. The truth is, God takes delight in us. Did you know that? That word delight is a Hebrew word, and it's an action. It's saying, delight is in front of you, take it. Ordinary gifts, beautiful meals, people that God's placed in your path, take delight. Zephaniah 3 says he rejoices over us, he delights over us, he sings over us. Even in your imperfect state, you, with all your baggage, God delights in you. If he can delight in you, how much more can we look at this life that he's generously provided us with and take the delight that's in front of us? God doesn't wait until we're perfect to delight in us, and he asks that we look at the reality of the life that we have and we say, I'm going to trust you with it. I'm going to trust you with this life that I have. And how can I trust you? A sign of trust is delighting and enjoying the life you have. Like living big. God doesn't get glory for you living a small, despondent, sad life. God gets the glory that people look on your life and they're like, man, even with all that she's walked through, she lights up the room. She sits down and savors a meal like we did with Cinda this weekend. She tells the stories of God's faithfulness to her. He has had things that he's walked through and they're heavy, and yet he can still sit and be present and enjoy a cup of coffee and a conversation with a friend. These are the things we're called to do, to enjoy our life. And so my challenge for us this week is to do that, to enjoy life. Because ultimately, our enjoyment of life is a declaration of trust. Somebody else is above the sun. That's not me. I don't have to control it. I don't have to worry about the outcomes. I can trust and rest that he's with me, that he's got this, that even if I don't understand, there's space for me to breathe and enjoy. Our life becomes, rather than a prison of limits and things that aren't where they need to be, and it can feel like that at times. The humanity that we live in, the body that you have with the aches and pains that you have and the things that you have going on, the financial constraints, the relational constraints, you have a choice to see them as a prison that you live your miserable life in, or walls of wonder, limits to go, man, within this space that I have right now, I can enjoy everything. What has God set in front of me? A sunrise? Yes, every single day. And you happen to live in Arizona where the best sunsets on earth exist. Savor it. Take it in. And so, as we close out this moment, we're going to worship in just a moment. But before we do, I want us to take communion. So if you have your communion elements, you can bring them out. If you're here and you don't have them, we take communion every week, but the elements are right back here in the center. You can go and grab them. And every week, this is a reminder of a moment where Jesus, on the way to give his very life, on the way to sacrifice his body and die, stopped to delight in a meal with his favorite people. He set the example that even in the hard assignments, even in the hardest moments, we can stop. We can be present in them. And he did this at a meal. He instituted the very first communion. But in Hebrews, it tells us that Jesus endured the cross, the way that he was able to do that was looking at the joy that was set before him. The joy of seeing his Father again, the joy of knowing that you could enjoy your life and have peace and liberty and freedom to trust him. So, as we take communion today, I want you to take the bread out. Oh my gosh, I got 2. Look at the blessings of God right here. 2 breads I can share with someone. This is the first of many this week. I want you to take every meal, every moment, whenever you sit down, I want you to remember the goodness of God, the ordinary joys that are set in front of you. So as your first act of that, I want you to take the bread, and I want you to eat it. Enjoy. The sacrifice of Jesus' body so that you could be whole. And we're going to take the cup, and we're going to reflect on the fact that he shed his blood so that I don't have to live outside of life with God. I get to live with him. My goodness, my achievements, my failures, none of those things qualify me. The blood of Jesus qualifies me to be in relationship with God. So let's drink. God, I thank you for this truth that we get to live out, for your faithfulness. I thank you that we are yours, and this life that you've given us is one to enjoy. So we give that to you today, this week. We trust you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Would you stand and respond with us? And let this be your prayer, that the Lord might help us to fix our eyes, our hearts, our minds on him. For my waking breath, for my daily bread, I depend on you. Yes, I depend on you for the sun to rise, for my sleep at night. I depend on you. Yes, I depend on you. You're the way, the truth, and the life. You're the well that never runs dry. I'm the branch and you are the vine. Draw me close and teach me to abide. Where the Spirit leads, as I'm following, I depend on you. Yes, I depend on you for the victories still in front of me. I depend on you. Yes, I depend on you. You're the way, the truth, and the life. You're the well that never runs dry. I'm the branch and you are the vine. Draw me close and teach me to abide. Be my strength, my song in the night. Be my all, my treasure, my prize. I am yours forever, you're mine. Draw me close and teach me to abide. When I pass through death as I enter rest. I depend on you. Yes, I depend on you for eternal life, to be raised with Christ. Oh, I depend on you. Yes, I depend on you. You're the way, the truth, and the life. You're the well that never runs dry. I'm the branch and you are the vine. Draw me close and teach me to abide. Be my strength, my song in the night. Be my all, my treasure, my prize. I am yours forever, you're mine. Draw me close and teach me to abide. Won't you teach me? Won't you teach me to abide? As an act of trust, as a display of trust, let's do that this week. Let's abide. Let's live as though He's above it all. He's with us in it all. And so because of that, we can enjoy our lives. So, meals, coffees, moments with the people you love, that's the goal for this week. And so as you go, I want to speak this blessing over you as we do every single week. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face towards you and give you peace. We love you all. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the week ahead.